Hello, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Thank you very much for being a time traveler. Let's take a look now at your exclusive super full moon in Cancer message. As always, keep in mind it is a collective general reading, not individualized to you. Messages may come through today that don't fully resonate, and if that happens, it's okay. Just means that one message is meant for someone else. So take what fits, how it fits, leave what doesn't. Be sure to check out your birth chart, and if you don't know what that is, or be sure to check out your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you don't know what they are, in the description box is a link where you can view and receive your free birth chart. I'm stumbling a little bit over on my words, and I feel like some of you are stumbling through the start of the new year. So let's dive into your message here and see what we have for you. Deep quiet, meditation, and stillness, card number 11. Your Moonology card here. Last quarter moon in Capricorn, leave the past behind. Yeah, I think you're stumbling a little bit. Okay. And I feel like Capricorn season, which is the season we're in now, and consequently, this is your super full moon in Cancer reading, but the super full moon is occurring in Capricorn. There is a need here for you to leave something from your past behind, a pattern, a situation, environment, or a connection. And then you have dark side of the moon, mystery. So it's like leaving something behind and moving into like the great wide open, right? Not sure what is out there, right? When it's so dark, the dark side of the moon, we don't really know what is there. So tell me more about this here for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. We're clarifying deep quiet, meditation and stillness, card number 11, which for me is like 1111, Four of Wands. So there's a portal now that is opened, a new direction you can go in. You don't have to. You have the divine gift of free will. But for those of you who are interested in this, let's see what this message is. So we're clarifying deep quiet, meditation and stillness, card number 11. Last quarter moon in Capricorn, leave the past behind, and dark side of the moon, mystery. For Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Why is this their super full moon in Cancer message? One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have strength, Eight of Swords, Ace of Wands, Six of Swords, Three of Pentacles, and the Sun card. Wow, you can't see it now. But on the other side of where you currently are, this mystery is a creative, passionate, new beginning, which can very well lead you to the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Cups to the Nine of Wands to the Five of Swords. So person, place, or thing here in your life either was in your life a long time, or maybe you saw them as a soulmate. I feel like there's been a disconnection here, a severance, disconnection, something like that. And now it's gone quiet, like between you and them. There's maybe no communication or little communication, or something just abruptly stopped. Strength. I think some of you, some, not all, some, may be waiting for this entity to return. I say that because in the Strength card, this person is sitting here, but there is a horse riding up behind them. Okay. Tell me more about this here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Strength is clarified by the Eight of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Hanged Man. Bottom of the deck, the Moon. Wow, super full moon in Cancer. So if this reading is resonating for you, in the separation here that has occurred between you and this situation, environment, or connections, probably a person for most of you, but let's say it's something else, right? Maybe you lost your job or you lost your living situation. And you're focused now on other things, other responsibilities, people, pets, plants, yourself, okay? Learning something new, watching tarot. It looks like while you're focused on something else, you have suspended your life in a way because you're not fully moving forward. You're staying active, you're staying busy, right? You're washing the dishes in your sink, you're showering, right? You're not being a total slouch, but there is a part of you that's like, I'm not quite sure if I'm 100% ready to move on from this. And then for those of you where you're like, oh no, I'm ready to leave that person, place, or thing behind, you're still holding on maybe to a little resentment or anger over what happened. I feel like both camps, you're sitting still right now. Even though there's a desire to move forward, you're still sitting still. Some of you are sitting still because you're waiting for whoever wronged you here to return, to make it right, something like that. For others of you, you would like the entity who did you wrong to at least have some accountability and apologize, even though you don't want them back. So I have two distinct groups of you here, but both are sort of suspended and waiting, either waiting for someone to give you closure or accountability, or waiting for someone to come back and say, I'm sorry, I want to work on this partnership or relationship or friendship again. Six of Swords. Tell me why the Six of Swords is here. I do think you're moving out of the Five of Swords. In the Eight of Swords here, we have 5 swords on one side and 3 on the other. So something here clearly transpired, an argument, discord, some pretty cutting words, manipulation. Sometimes 5 of Swords could be seen as manipulation, someone trying to win at all costs, a little wolf in sheep's clothing kind of energy. And for the recipient, which in this case would be you, it would leave you with some scarring, right? In that 3 of Swords, there's heartbreak or sadness or disappointment. Tell me about that 6 of Swords here for Virgo. One more shuffle here. Thank you. 6 of Swords is clarified by the Tower, the 8 of Wands, and the 5 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Wheel of Fortune. I don't want to take up too much of your time because I definitely want to see what this new beginning is here for you. However, yeah, some of you are waiting. Since this Tower moment occurred, you are waiting. There's sorrow, there's loss and regret for both camps, whether you're waiting for someone to be accountable and give you closure just so you can officially move on, or you're waiting for someone to come back and apologize and correct or rectify the situation with you. Both of you are feeling an immense amount of loss or grief or resentment or anger. There's just a lot of emotion there for both groups. Again, I go back to that feeling of like, here you are in the boat, okay? You're trying to get out of the 5 of Swords, which we see here as part of the 8 of Swords. You're trying to get out of the chaos and conflict. Some of you, see there's another boat here. Some of you are waiting for this person to catch up to you, to circle back around, to get in your boat, ask you to get in theirs. And some of you just want this person to say, yeah, what I did was wrong. I did ABC. I'm fully accountable. I'm sorry I did this to you, even though you have no desire to get in their boat or have them join you in yours. Again, I just feel like both camps are waiting for another entity, either for closure and accountability or for some type of reconciliation. Wheel of Fortune. I feel like both of you are holding back. Oh, yeah, 7 of Pentacles. Like you're just waiting to start this next chapter. Leave the past behind. For some of you, this is, if you're going to leave this person behind, then sometimes we need to learn how to give ourselves closure. That is the hardest thing to do, but it is possible. I've done it. Again, it's not easy, but it's possible. Sometimes we just need to give ourselves closure. Make sure that mic is on, okay. For others of you, if you are waiting for this individual to circle back around and make things right, or you're trying to contact them to make things right, there's still something here about that 5 of Swords needs to be resolved and the heartache needs to be healed. So either you need to leave behind not just the person, but also the resentment or anger that you're holding because of what they did to you. And for others of you, you need to heal so you can fully release that trauma, because if you bring this person back and you're still feeling that 3 of Swords from all the 5 of Swords that occurred here, the relationship is not going to, like the reunion won't last very long because these 5 swords have not been fully addressed. So both camps have something to work on in the 3 of Pentacles to leave it behind, whether or not you want that person back or not. Tell me about the 8 of Swords here. I feel like both of you are waiting for communication now. And look, when someone screws us over, even if we don't want anything to do with them, we still would like them to be accountable for what they did. So I get it. I've had friends that have massively have screwed me over. And look, it's been 5, 10, 20 years for some of them. I'm never going to get the closure. I had to learn to give it to myself. Otherwise, it would keep me energetically connected to them, and I didn't want that for my future. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The 8 of Swords is clarified by the 2 of Wands, the King of Cups, and the Empress. Bottom of the deck, the High Priestess. Yeah, there's something here about healing these wounds or emotionally stabilizing yourself or nurturing yourself or giving yourself closure. That is the way forward. The 2 of Wands is a card of planning, But it is a card of like when we're at the Y point and we're making this decision about whether or not to really leave the past behind, the old Ace of Wands, and we're moving forward. If you notice in the Two of Wands, this person isn't coming with any suitcase. And in the Three of Wands, they're waiting for their ship to come in, or they're waiting to go out and maybe even build their own ship, right? Because that's astrologically speaking, the sun in Aries. So that's like the doer, right? I'm either going out for something or I'm waiting for something to come in because I have my, my sights on that ship. But the person hardly in any of the decks that I have in the Two or Three of Wands is loaded with baggage. So there's emotional baggage here. And I hate to put your pain in that context, but it's just the visions that I'm receiving right now, or the message that I'm receiving. It's like you can't take that emotional baggage with you moving forward, whether you're going to reconnect with this person or not, because it's just a backpack of bricks. And you'll be able to move forward, but it'll be a lot slower. And you'll become resentful and angry that you're carrying that bag of bricks. So there's something here about healing yourself and becoming emotionally stable. And the only way you can really do that, whether you're, like I said, reconciling or not, is for you to nurture yourself, nurture the kid within you. Like the Empress in this deck has a baby. So it's something about like nurturing the little boy or the little girl in you. So very simple self-soothing techniques would be beneficial to the Virgo collective now. Warm food, staying grounded, walks in nature, little things that make you laugh, fresh flowers on your table. Little things like that to make you feel grounded and secure, either out in nature or surrounded by nature, something like that. Again, little things. Three of Pentacles. I feel like that's what you need to work on. You need to, I mean, you don't have to do it. I keep saying need, but you don't have to do any of this. But if you wanted to, you could start working on this like today. You have the Queen of Wands taking the inspired action based upon these past experiences. Five of Wands with all that chaos and conflict that you had with this past person. Bottom of the deck, Nine of Wands. Everything that left you wounded. It's time for you to take the inspired action to work on healing it once and for all. Again, whether you're welcoming this person back or not, there needs to be repair here in the Virgo collective. Mystery, what you're not seeing on the other side of this journey, of this very hard lesson, of this disconnection, is the Ace of Wands to the Sun card. The new job, the new relationship. It could even be reconciliation for those of you who want it. But I feel like this is not fully realized or can't be fully materialized unless this takes place first. Again, whether you want that friend, family member, or lover back, whether you want the job back, like whatever this was here for you, if you're not fully, shouldn't say fully, if you aren't somewhat healed from it, it's going to make this a lot difficult to find with that past entity or with the new entity, or even just on your own. Because again, if we look at emotions in terms of weight, you're carrying a lot of energetic and emotional weight because of that Tower moment. So regardless of what camp you're in, you need to release it. Otherwise, this becomes increasingly difficult to achieve. Ace of Wands. Tell me why the Ace of Wands is here. One more shuffle. Thank you. And I notice in the Ace of Wands, unlike some of the other decks, this person has a book. It's almost like High Priestess energy. Like you have a book of knowledge here. You can take the experience, you can take the lessons, but you don't have to take the emotional or energetic weight that this put on you. Six of Wands, Judgment, and the Moon. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Pentacles. Oh, everything I said is the truth. I feel like this is the opportune time. Now, this is a super full moon. I'm doing this reading on the full moon itself where I'm located in the world. So it is January 3rd. But this energy is going to be with us for a long time, Cancer. I mean, we're talking weeks here. So whenever you see this reading, I would work on doing a full moon ritual. I'll put a link to it below. And I would release either the person and if you're releasing the person, you have to include the pain and the resentment as well. Otherwise, you're just severing the spiritual cord or energetic cord, but you're still carrying the emotional and energetic baggage, which is just going to delay your progress more, right? So whether you're taking them back or not, like if you're not taking them back, then it's severing the spiritual cord. And that's something that's within your power to do. But when you sever that, that also means no more watching tarot readings on them or paying to have tarot readings done about them, because you will relink to them energetically. As soon as you start inquiring on their journey, you now become energetically attached to them and their journey again. So I would only fully release the person when you're absolutely ready. We have full moons happen almost every 30 days. So if you're not ready now, it's okay. You can certainly do it in Aquarius season. There'll be a full moon in Leo in about 3.5, 4 weeks time. So you can always do it then if that's what you want to do. And I feel like that Six of Wands to the Moon card is saying, make that judgment call. If you're not ready to do that now, it's okay. The next one coming up is a full moon in Leo, and you can certainly do it then. That's a month away. But if you wanted to do it now, and maybe even do it then again, there's something here about making the judgment call and saying, in order for me to move forward and have a new beginning in my life, whether this person, place, or thing is part of it or not, I need to make the judgment call to release the emotional baggage. The moon rules our emotions. And if you can't fully do that, because maybe this was a huge act of betrayal, but you still love the person and you want them back. Look, I'm not going to fault you for that either. I've been there too. But there is still something here of asking source, God, universe, Muhammad, whatever you call that entity or entities that you believe in. There's still something here about asking for healing, asking for the burden of pain to be lifted off of you. Again, you want to keep that book of knowledge, the experiences, but you don't need to carry the weight of it anymore. The Sun. Tell me why the Sun card is here. The Sun is the most healing card in the deck. If you think about when you're out in the sun, you know, we have hard winters here in the northeastern part of the United States. I live in New Jersey. And then come spring, once that sun is out more, it begins to nourish the land, right? And so for me anyway, the sun is the most healing card in tarot. So I feel like there's a lot of healing here that can happen by releasing these emotions. The Sun card is also the happiest card in the deck. So I feel like once you do that, it's like your luck will change, or your luck will improve, or your load will become lighter. Because again, the sun is a very bright and light energy. So we go from out of the dark, the moon, into the light with the sun. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Clarified by the Seven of Wands, Justice, and the Chariot. Bottom of deck, Four of Swords. I think it will be so healing for you to, again, release the pain or the resentment, or give yourself closure, or sever the energetic cord with this individual. Again, whether you're taking them back or not. I mean, if you're taking them back, don't do a full moon ritual to cut the cord with them, but definitely do a full moon ritual to help release you of or relieve you of the pain that you're carrying. Whether you want them back or not, moving forward, in order to keep the connections in your life fair and balanced, you also need to have very good boundaries. That doesn't mean building a 10-foot wall around your heart and not allowing people in, but there is something here about you like protecting yourself, not allowing people to take advantage of you. Again, whether it's this person that you're welcoming back or new people that you'll be welcoming in. Four of Swords. There's that Three of Wands. See? No luggage. Three of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. I feel like the way forward is to release this. Because again, this person has no emotional baggage here. They've healed it. And once they heal it, it's done for them. All right, let's get you 3 cards of advice. So yes, leave the past behind. Whether that's the person, like I said, the situation, the environment, or just the feelings. The harsh feelings, the hard feelings. So yeah, time to leave it behind. And this is the opportune time for you to do that. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. When we think of Saturn and Capricorn, we think of the devil, because that is the major arcana card for Capricorn. Every card in tarot has a positive, negative attribute. The positive attribute of the devil card is we have to look at then high vibe Capricorn energy. And high vibe Capricorn energy is when I set a goal, I am determined to be successful. So whatever this is here that you're leaving behind, be determined to leave it behind. You know, to like heal the pain and leave it behind. Heal the trauma, leave it behind. Sever the cord with that person and leave it behind. You know, I feel it would be very beneficial to you if you're not just doing this at a ritual, but you're doing this as a real internal belief to you. Again, that devil card, because I am determined to succeed. Saturn also talks about lessons. So again, you can take the lessons, but you don't have to carry the pain with you anymore. Let's get you 3 cards of advice here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Page of Cups, 10 of Cups, and the King of Swords. Bottom of the deck, 6 of Pentacles. Know your worth. The Page of Cups, the 10 of Cups, and the King of Swords as advice. This is really interesting because I also think we have that new moon in Capricorn on January 18th. And whatever it is that you're releasing here, or even if you wait till Aquarius season and into February to release it when we have that full moon in Leo, I think what you can call in is your happiness. And it doesn't have to be a specific person. But I would communicate. You could be the messenger here. So between now and January 18th, I would think very clearly, not from a place of pain, not from a place of emotion, very black and white thinking. What does harmony and balance and happiness and alignment look like for you? What are the top 5 or top 10 qualities you need in a friend or in a family member or in a lover or a friend who becomes like a family member, or the top 5 or 10 qualities you need in a job? Not person, qualities. I think if you ask for it, it comes in. I think it's gifted to you quite quickly. There's the Magician card. I think your manifestation is gifted to you quite quickly. So it would be like when I was in my marriage, and I remember that last couple of years was terrible. We were living like roommates, right opposite ends of the house. You've seen my readings before. You've heard my story. I don't want to bore you with it again. But in that last year, maybe like 10 months before I left him, I asked God to just bring me the person who I was meant to spend the rest of my life with. And this person needed to have these 5 qualities. I wanted them to make me laugh. I wanted them to be an intellectual, someone I could have like stimulating conversations with, someone who was smart. I wanted someone who was good looking and passionate. So I had these 5 qualities. And all I said was, if these qualities could be found within my husband or nurtured within my husband, then let my husband be the one. Because I did at that point still want to save my marriage, even though it was floundering terribly. But if not, if it's not him, just bring me anyone with those 5 qualities. And 9 months later, I decided to leave my husband. 10 months later, I left him. And 3 months after I left him, I met the person with those 5 qualities. Just wasn't my husband. I had to leave him in the past. I had to look at that relationship as a lesson, and I had to leave that emotional baggage. Now, 18 months of therapy helped me do that. But I also asked for what I wanted. And it might not come in right away. You know, it might not come in a day. You know, it took, 13, 14 months for mine to come in. It didn't even come in the way I thought it would come in. I thought it would come in the shape of my husband. It didn't. So I would think about, what does happiness and alignment and harmony look like for you in respect to blank? And then I would ask for it to come in. And if it is that same person, great. And if it's someone else, that's okay too. So that is what I have for you, Virgo. Your super full moon in Cancer reading. Got a little bonus new moon in Capricorn reading for you in there as well. We'll see if that message repeats in 2 weeks when I do that reading. But whatever this is for you, person, place, thing, or like I said, emotion or feeling, it's time to leave it in the past. That is what I have for you. That is your super full moon in Cancer message. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you can. And until I read for you again, be gentle with yourself. And as always, I'm sending you light, love, and peace.